And we're back for another round of playing the wizards against myself, Radagast versus Alatar. Previously, I'd said that non-wizards can't be brought in unless someone else is already there. After watching some playthroughs with other folks, I noticed that's not the case. In fact, because I always wondered that, because a lot of these site-specific characters have have a bonus to recruit the faction where they're from, and I was like, well, what good does that do? Because you get them at their site, and then you've got to wait a whole nother turn to use them. So that's not the way it works. If you have free general influence, they can be brought in anywhere. And now Radagast. The question is, do I bring him in Lorien, or do I bring him in Rosgobel in southern Mirkwood? That's dangerous. That is a dark domain, so I think we bring old Radagast in at Lorien. I mean, not Lorien, sorry, Rivendell or Rosgobel. Lorien is not an option. Yeah, that changes things a little bit. No, I still think we bring Radagast in at Rivendell. And I'm a little scared to run old Ratty through the high pass on his own, but is that the play? I think so. So, first of all, we're in the untap phase. So, Haldir and Erkenbrand untap. Gimli and Beorn and the Black Arrow untaps. Gimli and Beorn are wounded still. And then Radagast comes in at Rivendell. Wizards can only come in at their home site or Rivendell. Okay, and then what do? I think Radagast goes to Lorien and these guys stay put. And still, they've just got to try and bring in that valiant sword. So, Radagast is moving from Rivendell to Lorien. Wilderness, Borderlands, Wilderness. He can draw an additional card for every wilderness he moves through. Okay, so we could draw up to 5. Let's start. I want to get a dragon in my hand so I can cancel the dragon automatic attack at Orver Hollow with dragon feuds. So let's just start drawing and see what happens. Gates of Morning, of course, the moment I discard those other two. Peath, Love, and Understanding. The Ironhill Dwarves. Bard Bowman. And Muster. Alright. That's a lot of folks. Let's see what my opponent does. Draw one. Okay, cram. Now do we want to draw another? Let's see, they've got a wizard on the move, and so if we could get him, that'd be awesome. Yeah, we've got giants, 1 strike of 13. Okay. Yeah, this might be a short game. Alright, he has a hazard limit of 2, so we can only play 2 cards on him. Let's start with Brigands. Two strikes of 8. So that becomes a -1 prowess modifier. So if he were to not tap, he'd go down to 2. 2 to beat an 8. If he does tap, it's 5 to beat an 8. 2 to beat an 8. Oh no, I'm sorry. Rank upon rank. I forgot. Alright, because of rank upon rank, he has, it's actually 3 strikes of 9. So -2 prowess modifier. So even if he taps, he's got 4 to beat a 9. 4 to beat a 9. I think he's got to tap. We can't lose our wizard. This may have been a mistake. Alright, 4 to beat a 9. And he rolled an 8. So he did it. Okay. Boom. Took those brigands out, Radagast. And that takes rank upon rank out. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, by the way, I think Smaug the Hunt is done. Yeah. Wait. Yes, okay. It confused me because they're not. It's not from other. It's not the dragon deck that played that. It's the other guys. Okay, and then giants. Okay, one strike of 13, and Radagast is already tapped. And there's nothing I can do to stop this. Dang. Okay. All right. So Radagast has 5 to beat 13. Oh boy. All right, well, I'm gonna re-roll that. 7 plus 5 is 12. Oof, Radagast is wounded. Is the game over? He rolls a 7. Okay, so Radagast is wounded. Whew. Yikes, that was dicey. Okay. And that's all they can play. So Radagast makes it to Lorien by the skin of his teeth. And we need to discard down to 8. Okay, we definitely don't need another Radagast, or do we? I don't know that we need muster. Or Bard Bowen. Alright, let's see. We definitely want these 5, 6, 7. I'd rather have Celeborn. Okay. So, and then we discard Peath. Okay, so Radagast made it safely to Lorien. And these guys draw Glamdring. Awesome, another fantastic sword. So, for that movement. Now these fellows, they are staying put at Orver Hollow. And so they can only play, the only thing that can be played on them is stuff keyed to a ruin and a lair, or Orver Hollow specifically. So let's see. I'm going to play Gates of Mourning. Okay, I don't think this is the play while we don't have a Nazgul in our hand. So let's play Tidings of Bold Spies, which duplicates the automatic attack. And that's all we're going to play. So their movement hazard phase is over. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And we bring ours back up. Okay. All right. So we we can cancel that dragon automatic attack with dragon feuds by discarding this winged cold drake. But now there's 2 of them. Okay, so we're going to play Dragon Fuse, discard the Winged Cold Drake to take out one of those 2 attacks, 2 automatic dragon attacks, prowess of 12. Now the other one. Who's going to step up and take this strike for us? Erkenbrand has slightly more prowess, but he has significantly less body. I mean, the difference between 6 and 8, if you know your statistics, is significant. So, okay. Haldir's going to tap to face the strike. And I was going to get an Elfstone. Oh, man. I was going to try and pick up the Elfstone here. That just might have to wait. Okay. Haldir's going to tap. He's got 4 to beat a 12. And he rolls a 9, so he did it. Very nice. And then Erkenbrand is going to tap to bring in the Valiant Sword. And I probably should have passed off the Elven Cloak at the beginning of the turn. I didn't know how this turn was going to shake out. I can try it next time. Okay. But there we go. That brings Erkenbrand's prowess up to 7. And his body up to 7. So that's nice. 7, 7. That's much more comfortable. And then Tidings of Bold Spies is done. And we're done with our turn. Now we can discard 1 and bring our hand back up to 8. I kind of want to discard Elfstone. It's just parked in our hand at the moment. Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And Smaug at home. Oh boy, Smaug is everywhere. So first he was a hunt, and now he's at home. This card, like all the at-home dragon manifestations, has an added, it's a permanent event, and it has an additional effect. This one makes you draw one less. Makes a moving company able to draw one less than they are supposed to, which is good for Radagast because he gets to draw so many anyway as he's moving through the wilderness that it's more of an impairment for your opponent than it is an impairment for Radagast's side. And then we've got quite a few cards here to help us maybe get home safely. So I think we all just meet back up with Radagast and maybe start moving around together if we can make it back. Okay, and that's the end of that round. So now we're back over here with our elves in Angmar. Nothing bad ever happened in Angmar. There's no one mean who lives in Angmar. I don't know why everyone's worried. Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. All right, so we just got to get back to Rivendell. That's the only option. Well, do we want to move anyone around? I don't think so. Okay, so we just have to get back to Rivendell. And I'm not going to play this immediately. We'll see what my opponent has in store for us. But we are traveling from Zarak Doom to Rivendell. We look to this one to see what. Oh, by the way, before I do that, from the Pits of Angband, I get to take any dragon manifestation or drake hazard. I really like this cave worm because of where they're hanging out. It's pretty good. Although the cave drake is awesome too. But I prefer the cave drake. Or the mouth of... No, I can't. Sorry, the mouth of Sauron. It's not a dragon. Sorry. Yes. Okay, we're going to go with the cave worm. The cave worm gets shuffled into the deck. Okay. And now, our trip to Rivendell begins. Okay. So we draw one. Lawless men. Dun dun dun. Okay. We can draw up to 3. And, oh buddy, they don't know what's coming. The Men of Dale. Twilight. Noble Steed. Okay. So, the Witch King. They're traveling through Angmar like they own the place. And that's not going to stand. The Witch King's not going to stand for that. So, he is a 17 prowess strike. 1 strike. I almost always play him as a permanent event. I almost always play Nazgul as permanent events. But, not today. Obviously, they'll tap. They'll be willing to tap. Elrond doesn't have to remain tapped while this is in play. Otherwise, put on the character may not untap until... Oh, shoot. Okay. So he is... Oh, I had a bad feeling about that. Okay, so Elrond is still tapped. Okay. So, Witch King of Angmar. Okay. So, Witch King of Angmar has prowess of 17. I have 7. I could have 11 with Vilya. I don't think I have a lot of choice. I've got to play Vilya. 11 to beat 17. I still won't get the points because he has a body of 12. Not fair. But Elrond's going to play Vilya, and he will tap to face the strike. And he has a prowess of 11. I don't have anything else here that can help me out, do I? No. Okay. So, go Elrond. 11 plus 9. All right. And then the Witch King can't. Yeah. Without a body modification, he can't be beaten. So, the strike is ineffectual. Okay. Oof. Yeah, the Witch King doesn't like you walking through his territory like that. I can bring, well, absolutely Vilya and Rip Fellowship. And Cram, Lucky Strike, Golem. 4, 5. Okay. So these 5 cards get shuffled back into the play deck. I'll play Smaug at home, and then I'll play Lure of Nature on Elrond. Oh, by the way, I've got to do Elrond's corruption check as well. Okay, so we've got some corruption checks to do. How many? We're traveling through one wilderness. Yeah, so he has to make 1 corruption check he has a total of 5 corruption points. Yikes. Alright, but first Elrond. Elrond has a corruption check modified by -3. He rolls a 5, so he's fine. Elrond has... if Elrond rolls that, he is not fine. So let's see. Elrond. 5. Oh, man. Well, he's not eliminated. But he leaves with all of the goodies. Oh, the prisoners, Orcrist. Oh, boy. Okay. So we cut the prisoners loose, and he... before we could get any of the glory, he took this fancy sword we tried so hard to find, and then he just ran off. All right. Bad son. Well, oh well. Okay, and that's it. Zarok Doom is in the discard, and Elrond and Orphan are back at Rivendell. Oh, what? And we don't have a lot to show for it, except a dead elf and a missing son. Okay. From the Pits of Angmar goes away. As a long event, they also benefit. We also benefit. So we can bring 1 dragon back into our deck. So that's a double-edged sword. Yes. Then we can bring Smaug a Hunt back into our play deck, thanks to that long event. So, yeah. It may actually turn out to bite them in the behind, but we first got to get rid of that Smaug at home, because you can't play you can't play different manifestations of a unique character. You can't be at home in a hunt. Did I do my discard? Did I do my discard? No, I can discard 1, and I don't think we want to discard. Okay, so that's the end of their turn as well.